Good morning, everyone. This is our second online class and the second instructor video. So you should be probably watching this on Wednesday, February 4th would probably be the best day to watch it to prepare for our online class coming up. That's going to be in the next few days online. It was lovely to meet you yesterday in class for our first face-to-face class on campus, and I enjoyed seeing some of your very unique artifacts, some of which included very fashionable scarves, high heels, sneakers, a baseball, photos of important people or places and things, and even a stethoscope from one of you. They were all very creative. Some of them are creative. Some people didn't seem to think that much about them, but many of you did. Hopefully the verbal brainstorm about your artifact that you conducted in class with your peers helped you come up with perhaps a story idea for your memoir for your first project. So remember, you can begin writing that memoir at any time. Your first draft of it is due next Friday the 13th by 11 p.m. online. So keep that in mind as you begin to draft. You've got about a week and a half to do that first draft of your memoir. Be sure to read through the green assignment sheet that I passed out in class yesterday for specific directions and deadlines. If you missed the class, the assignment sheet is also available under Sakai Resources Project Assignment Sheets. You can also ask me for a copy of this green sheet next Tuesday. Just ask me for the green assignment sheet. I look really forward to reading about the people, places, and experiences that have influenced your choice of major. So your assignment for the online portion of class this week is twofold. You have to read and respond to some questions. So you have some readings to do, and then you have some responses to do. That's our online class. It's kind of up to you when you do them, but you have to meet the deadlines that I've posted. So make sure you do that. Give yourself enough time to do that. So first, you're going to read Chapter 2 in the Harbrace Guide to Writing. So read Chapter 2. You've already read Chapter 1. Chapter 2 is pretty long. I don't know, it's maybe 25 pages, 20 pages or so, so give yourself some time to do that. And that chapter is going to teach you about how to conduct a rhetorical analysis. So meaning you'll be looking at how to look at a piece of writing to analyze how well the rhetorical elements work together to create a fitting response to a given situation, and also to assess the overall effectiveness of that response. So we talked about rhetorical situations and the elements of rhetorical situation in class on Tuesday. So you're going to sort of be learning to apply those elements to a piece of writing. In other words, you're going to be reading an essay carefully to determine how effectively the author uses the elements of her rhetorical situation. So what is her opportunity? What is her purpose? Who is she as a writer? Who is her audience? What mode or medium of delivery is she using? What's the context surrounding her essay, and what is the message? So why is she doing this? Is she using language in order to change something or to send a message to an audience? And how well is she doing that? So you're not going to read the essay to see if you like it or not, and you're not going to pick apart what it's exactly about, although you might do those things while you read, but you're more interested in analyzing its rhetorical elements: opportunity, purpose, writer, audience, mode, medium, context, and message. And you read about those things in Chapter 1 and the ones we talked about in class on Tuesday. And also Chapter 2 will teach you how to do that rhetorical analysis. So you got to read carefully. The essay you're going to analyze is by Joan Didion. It's a personal essay, which is a subgenre or a shorter kind of a sub form of a memoir. Her personal essay is much like the one you're going to write for your memoir. And a memoir is basically a kind of writing that's used to narrate and analyze significant experiences in our lives. So for example, a really hot memoir right now is Cheryl Strayed's Wild. I actually read it. It might be backwards. I apologize for that. This does say Wild. It's about her, let's see if there's a picture of her in here. Yeah, so that's Cheryl Strayed. Yes, right now Reese Witherspoon is starring as Cheryl Strayed in the movie Wild. So, but this is not Reese Witherspoon. This is the real person that the movie is based on. Anyway, she writes about her hike a one-woman hike. She did it all by herself, thousands of miles on the Pacific Crest Trail. I read the book. It's amazing. Um, and it's basically about her hike to find significance in her life after her mother dies of cancer. And it's now a movie, like I said, starring Reese Witherspoon. And on the front of the original book is a photo of a battered and used hiking boot. So this could be considered Cheryl's memoir artifact, kind of. And this memoir tells the story, like I said, of her long hike and how it was so significant to her healing process after her mother's death from cancer. The memoir includes dialogue, vivid details, transitions that lead the reader from moment to moment, and a deep significance to the story, which are all important elements of a memoir and will be all important elements that you have to include in your memoir. But the Joan Didion's memoir or personal essay that you're going to read this week, it's only 7 pages. I'm not making you read a whole book, although you probably love this book, so or you might love it. I love nonfiction, so give it a shot if you are interested in that kind of stuff. So this is about why she keeps a notebook. Joan Didion is a writer. She writes a lot of nonfiction about life, love, and loss. The essay you're going to read gives the reader a glimpse into the reasons why a notebook is so important to her and how it relates to her career choice of being a writer. So if you think of Didion's memoir artifact as her notebook, you can see this essay as an example of something you might write for your own Project One memoir. Though the significant experience you will write about for your memoir will relate to your chosen major in some way. Didion's essay includes vivid details of notebook entries, mixed with some dialogue, transitions, and she tells the reader why notebooks are significant to her. So look for those elements as you read the 7-page essay. So, just to remind you, your tasks for the next couple days for the online portion of our class are the following. Do the 2 readings, one here, in the Harbrace Guide, Chapter 2. That'll teach you how to conduct a rhetorical analysis. You obviously need the book for that, so get your books. The Didion essay you will find on Sakai under Resources, Readings. You should print it out because we will be discussing the essay in our next face-to-face class, and it's not a laptop day like I thought it might have been. It's not a laptop day, so you have to print it out and bring it. So finish those readings in the next 2 days. Like I would suggest it might help to pretend that we have class on Friday morning so that you can get those 2 readings done by Thursday night. That would be my suggestion. And after you finish the readings, you'll need to jot down some responses to the 12 questions on page 58 and 59 in the Harbrace Guide. 58 and 59 that we looked at those questions on Tuesday. And I think we renumbered them from 1 to 7, and then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We renumbered them. 12 questions. You want to jot down some notes. That'll prepare you for your 200-word forum response. So after you've done the readings, go to the Sakai forum discussion titled Memoir Discussion, and before 11 p.m. on Friday, type in your response, your 200-word response. And then by 11 p.m. on Sunday, which is two nights later, you need to post a reply to one of your classmates. Now, you can do those first replies, the first responses, and then your critique or reply to your classmate at any time. In fact, the earlier the better, because you also have homework for our class next Tuesday, so I would suggest you don't leave it to the last minute. Plus, if everyone's trying to get online and post stuff at the last minute, it's going to be crazy. So you must complete both forum posts on time if you're going to be considered present for the online portion of our class this week, so make sure you do that. Late posts won't be counted. I sent the directions for our online class in an announcement. We also went over them in class. Also, directions are posted in the Memoir Discussion Forum on Sakai Forum. So I wrote the first post with the instructions included, so you have no excuse to say, I don't know what we're supposed to do. It's all there. You have to go read through them carefully. Like I said, this online courses are kind of self-directed, so you really got to be mature and responsible and organized if you're going to succeed in this class, because a lot of it is you have to do on your own. So finally, if you didn't get your books yet, shame on you. You must have them for our next class. So having your books for class is a huge part of your participation grade. You know, it's not my job to summarize the readings for you. Some professors may do that, but I don't do that. It's your job to read and come to class ready to talk about what you've read, to think, to contribute. and otherwise, what the heck's the point of buying the books in the first place? Um, so enjoy the readings and the online forum and talking to each other, critiquing each other, thinking about rhetorical analysis of that Joan Didion essay. Contact me via email if you have any problems. You can start writing your memoir if you're interested in doing that. That's due next Friday, a week from Friday, so think about starting that when you're ready. Don't forget you have other assignments and readings due for our face-to-face class on Tuesday, so be sure to read the class schedule to prepare for those due dates as well. We'll talk more on Tuesday about the Joan Didion essay. We'll talk about your memoirs, and we'll talk about the electronic portfolios that are like your final exam for this class. And I'll show you some examples of electronic portfolios. And I'll be grading your portfolio keeping homework that you did that was due last night. And so you should get a grade for that soon. And have a nice weekend. I'll see you next Tuesday.